What is happening, y'all? Welcome back to the Media Goose channel. It is I, the Media Goose, your friend Ryan, and the goose is loose, baby. Huh? And I am coming at you today to give you my thoughts on the build to WrestleMania 42. WrestleMania is already this weekend, and I am going to rank all of the stories and how they have been built from worst to best. I'm going to do this based on the nights of the card. So I'm going to rank night 1 from the most exciting to the least exciting, and then night 2 the same way. I thought about doing it all in one list, but I just thought separating it by nights made it a little easier to kind of categorize. So, guys, let me know what you think of the build to WrestleMania so far. Like the video if you're here, subscribe if you haven't already. Let's get right into it. So, for night 1, I'm going to start at the bottom and work to the top. You know what? No, I'm going to do it the other way. I'm going to start from the top and work to the bottom. I feel like it's going to be more exciting to see which ones I think were built poorly. So, let me run through the card for night 1. Now I have to list these so I don't reveal the order. So, it's going to be, I think they said the Vision and Speed versus the Usos and LA Knight opens the night. AJ and Becky, Seth and Gunther, Drew and Jacob, Liv and Steph, and Cody and Randy, and the women's 4-way tag match. Night 2, we have the main event, Punk and Roman. Then we have opening the night, Oba and Brock, Sammy and Trick, Dom and Finn, Jade and Rhea, and the IC ladder match. I don't think they're going to add anything else, but we'll see. It would be cool if they added Io and Asuka. So, for night 1, the match that I think has been built the best is Liv Morgan versus Stephanie Vaquer. I have so loved the way they have handled this feud. I wish that they would have done more with Stephanie from when she won the title, but frankly, I don't even care now because this feud with Liv Morgan has been excellent. I feel like the promos have been great. That first, sit-down promo where Stephanie was talking in Spanish and Dom was, translating it to Liv, and it made Liv cry. This feud has just had so much heat. Every time they interact, the crowd loses their mind. Both of these two are selling the emotion of hating each other so well. I really feel like both of them are elevating each other in this feud. Probably more so Liv is elevating Stephanie, because Liv Morgan is doing the best work of her career. I feel like this Liv run, man, you might want to give her the title at Mania. I think you might even be able to pull off a double turn if you wanted to, where maybe Stephanie and Dom aligned and Liv went off as a babyface. I doubt they'd do something like that, and I'm not even saying I would, but there are a lot of options, and I kind of like the idea of Dom and Stephanie together, but we'll see. But that is, for me, the best built feud of WrestleMania season. Now, the match I am second most looking forward to on night 2, spots 2 and 3 were really close. I'm going to give spot 2 to Drew and Jacob. Drew and Jacob, I think, should be in the WWE title match as a fatal 4-way, because you'll see where I have the main event ranked, and I'm sure you could guess right now. The Cody-Randy feud is one of the worst in years, and there was all that dirt sheet reports going around that they were going to do a multi-man, and I kind of think that would have been better than what we've gotten at this point. But Drew and Jacob have been feuding for a while. I like the way they've kept up with it over time. And then it was really cool the way Jacob ended up basically helping Drew get the title. That was pretty cool. And then ultimately, Jacob is why Drew loses the title, so we're going to Mania. This has been great. I would have put this in Hell in a Cell instead of Unsanctioned, but I think it's going to be a great match, and I'm really excited for it. I think I'll save my predictions for a separate video, but I am really excited for Drew and Jacob, and I think it could be a preview of a future world title feud. Now, the match that was very close to second, the only thing that put Drew and Jacob ahead is how long the feuds have been going. Seth and Gunther. This has just been excellent. From when Gunther attacked, then Seth attacked. Now you have this most recent segment between them where they got so hot with each other. The heat was palpable, and the reasoning was great. They start throwing hands again. I honestly think Seth and Gunther, if I had to bet money, I might put it on them to have the best match of the weekend. It's probably them or Oba and Brock or Liv and Steph. Not Oba Brock. Punk Roman will be a better in-ring match than them. But yeah, I think Seth Gunther is going to be awesome. This is a title feud. It feels like a title feud. It could be a future title feud. And I am so excited for this match. They're going to go crazy. I hope this gives like 5-star Gunther. The matches he had with Bate, with Drew, with Sheamus, with Dunn. Then the fourth match I'm most excited for, it might have been higher, but AJ and Becky is my fourth most anticipated match of the night on night one, and it would have been higher if they had added a stipulation. I don't get how this is just a regular singles match. And I feel like in the last couple of weeks, they really went to like coasting the feud. They didn't add stakes. So I think this feud has kind of cooled off in relation to the way they've built it. This should be a submission match or an I Quit match or an iron, like something. This should be a stipulation match. And I think the fact that it's not does damper my excitement, because their first match was like fun. It was solid. It was like 3.5. I was hoping that a stipulation would take it to the next level where now they're going to snap. But maybe they will still have a really great match without a stipulation being needed, because AJ and Becky are excellent. Becky might be the best women's wrestler alive. So I'm really excited to see them wrestle again, and I hope they're allowed to wrestle a WrestleMania level match. So after that, I have the women's 4-way for the tag titles. That, I can't lie, when they took Rhea and Io out, it did lose a little bit of steam. And it felt like Io and Rhea carried them to Mania season and then just fucked off. And I kind of feel like with how poor Jade and Rhea has been and how Io might be left off the card, they should have just been left in this match and in the tag title match. But short of that, they've also been kind of handcuffed with what they could do, because I think one of the Bellas got hurt. So they haven't known if Brie Bella was going to be cleared. So they've kept it where if Brie wasn't cleared, the Kabuki Warriors could be substituted in, which has cost us Asuka and Io. And that really sucks. I hope that, look, if on Friday night, SmackDown, they know that Brie is good, they should confirm Asuka Io for Mania. I really want this at Mania. But, that aside, the women's 4-way, we have Alexa and Charlotte. They have been consistently over for as long as they've been a team. Bayley and Lyra, they've been a lot of fun. I like both of those wrestlers a lot, and they're a team I really enjoy. We have the Indestructible Forces, Nia and Lash, and then we have the Bellas, the Bellas do nothing for me. But they've done well enough keeping me interested since Elimination Chamber in the way that they've booked all of these women together. I've been pretty compelled by it, at least more than the bottom two. So I am excited for this match. I hope they get a chance to shine. I would have made it an elimination match, honestly, instead of just like a straight up 4-way with disqualifications and stuff. This is going to be a normal 8-woman tag match. So could have been better. Then, second to last, I have the Vision and I Show Speed versus the Usos and LA Knight. And it sucks to put them here, because I love the Usos and LA Knight, but it feels like this feud has been happening for 8 to 12 months. Like, since last year's WrestleMania, some combination of these people have been feuding, and I am just sick of it. And it's a 6-man tag. I think it's opening night one. And it's probably... This is a match that's for the live crowd. Like the yeeting, I Show Speed, the celebrity. So I'm not that excited for this. They did a good video package with the Vision and I Show Speed. I would honestly make this a trios title match. I would turn the Vision's tag titles into trios titles, but I don't think they're doing that. But separate this whole match after this. They've been stuck in each other's orbit for entirely too long. And now the match I'm least excited for all of WrestleMania weekend, the worst built feud in years, Cody Rhodes versus Randy Orton. Imagine saying that when we realized we were getting Cody and Randy, that this would be the worst built WrestleMania feud in years. And it's all because of TKO and Pat McAfee. Fuck Pat McAfee. Fuck TKO. This match, this should be the most anticipated match of the weekend, a blood feud. Frankly, it should be Night 2's main event if they did this right, and they didn't. They blew it. They put Pat McAfee in there and Jelly Roll. This match exists to build to a tag team match with Jelly Roll at Backlash. They've already spoiled the outcome of the match by saying if Randy doesn't win the title, Pat's leaving. They are actively building to Pat and Randy versus Jelly and Cody. So clearly Cody is losing. And I guess it's the right choice, but honestly, with how poorly this has been handled, I would keep the belt on Cody. Fuck TKO, fuck Pat McAfee. Now, on to night 2 of WrestleMania, which again, the matches are Oba and Brock are said to be opening the night. We have Sammy and Trick, the IC ladder match, Jade and Rhea, Finn and Dom, and the main event is Punk and Roman. So, my most anticipated match on night 2 is CM Punk and Roman Reigns. A main event built correctly. Now, where I said I wish there was like more physical progression to this feud, I would have liked if Samoans attacked CM Punk at some point like Roman said they would. But that aside, I've really enjoyed what they've done. They played up with the Usos being involved. They teased at least that The Rock could get involved. The pipe bomb promo from Punk. I feel like everything about this feud has been really great, and the only thing I wish they would have added more stakes to it in the last couple of weeks. Punk had a great pipe bomb, but I don't know. I feel like Roman never felt as personally invested in this as CM Punk did. I don't know. Maybe that's just me, but ultimately these are two of my favorite wrestlers in the company right now. CM Punk's one of my favorite wrestlers of all time, and I'm really excited to see what happens at Mania. I'm assuming they've gone safe these last few weeks because they're about to do something big and crazy at WrestleMania. So maybe I'm wrong to put this first. When I wrote it down, I had the match I'm going to say second as my first, but I just switched it on the fly. So my second most anticipated match of night 2, Oba Femi and Brock Lesnar. I feel like the only reason I'm not more excited for this, it's been a little one-sided to the point where I'm fearing that they put Oba over so hard in the build-up because they're going to have him lose the match. Like, they had Brock sell for Oba for weeks, and Oba hasn't sold for Brock yet. That makes me really nervous. Oba hasn't taken a German. Oba hasn't taken an F5. Maybe that's because he's going to kick out of them and they want that holy shit. But the only reason this match isn't further up for me, I do think there could have been more evenness in the kind of back and forth. Oba being so dominant really kind of scares me. But them trying to do the contract signing one week, but they couldn't because they fought, and then they have to do it separately. Really great. Paul Heyman cutting promos, always great. Obafemi's go home promo was excellent. This all feels like it's leading up to Obafemi winning, and I hope it's not a swerve. I hope all of this really strong building of Oba wasn't to put Brock over as he gets back into a world title feud. I really hope that's not the case, but if Roman were to come out of Mania with the title, would you be shocked if they set up Roman and Brock again? Because I wouldn't. I hope that's not the case. I hope Oba wins. So Oba and Brock is my second most anticipated match of night 2. My third most anticipated match is Sami Zayn and Trick Williams. And that, sorry, I can see my hair. That is, despite the fact that Carmelo isn't in that feud, I've really enjoyed everything they've done with Sami and Trick, leading back like months when when Trick first debuted on the main roster. I think I said the first week he showed up, yeah, that's the Mania match. And they've done really great building this. I feel like they have so naturally set the stage for this double turn where Sami's going to come out as a heel and Trick's coming out as a face. And, I mean, the last promo last week, Sami was a full-on heel. So, I can't wait to see what happens here. If the outcome is the double turn, I kind of feel like Sami will win to, like, solidify him as this new heel. But I'd have Trick coming out of this as champion, 100%. The only reason I wouldn't is if you're not going to waste your time on the mid-card title and you want to get Trick directly into the world title feud. I'd have no problem with that. After Sami and Trick is going to be Finn and Dom. Finn and Dom I'm really excited for. It's just, it feels like we've been waiting for years. In the same way that Cody and Randy, they teased it and teased it and teased it and teased it and teased it. It almost doesn't have as much excitement now because of how long it took to get here. And like, Dom hasn't always been on Raw. Like, even when he's backstage and stuff, I don't know. This is going to be a good match, and it has the built-in history of them being in Judgment Day. But if you just isolate the last few weeks of this feud, it's okay. It's fine. But it's not what I hoped it would be. Hopefully they have a lot planned for Mania. Or at least a really awesome match. Because I mentioned in my Raw review how I felt like Dom doesn't really have like an iconic match to his resume. So if him and Finn could go out there and have at least like a 4-star match, that could be really good. And obviously Finn's capable of it. I just hope they don't do the thing where Dom works like a Triple H kind of heel and slows everything down. My next most anticipated match after that is the IC title ladder match. Pretty sure we've got Rusev, JD McDonough, Javon Evans, Dragon Lee, Rey Mysterio, and Penta. I'm excited for it. It's just Finn and Dom, I think, should be in this, and it should just be one 8-man match. But yeah, it's going to be a really good match. It's going to be a spectacle because that's what these kind of matches are at Mania. Even if the story leading in isn't that great, this is going to go crazy. So I'm excited for this match. It's just there's not a lot of personal dynamics in the actual match that are like pulling me in. So then the match I'm least excited about on night 2 of Mania by a long gap is Jade Cargill and Rhea Ripley. The first 2 weeks and leading into Chamber, I said Rhea had to win for the sake of Jade and that title feeling legit. Rhea had to win. I don't know, guys. This hasn't done it for me. They have felt like two women that did not want to work together. Not two people that hate each other, like Liv and Stephanie felt like two people that hated each other. They felt like two people that just didn't respect each other, didn't want to sell for each other. They were both acting like untouchable badasses. Then the B-Fab and Michin thing, all right. I don't get I understand B-Fab joining Jade. I don't really get Michin. She basically got her ass beat by Jade for half of the last year, and I think injured and lost time. So, I don't know. Adding Io in definitely added some stakes because Rhea actually had to be vulnerable, but neither of these women feel vulnerable. Neither of them feel... I don't know. There's no desperation to this match. There's no heat, in my opinion. This is just kind of meh. Honestly, I hate Tiffany Stratton, but this probably could have just been Tiffany. And then Rhea and Io could still be in the women's tag scene as champions. So yeah, let me do a quick recap. Night 1, it is Liv and Stephanie I'm most excited for. Then it's Drew and Jacob. Then it's Seth and Gunther. Then it's AJ and Becky in the middle. They would have been higher up if they added a stipulation, but for some reason they didn't. Then we have the women's four-way for the tag titles. Vision, Speed, Usos, and LA Knight. The feud that's been happening for like a year. And very bottom, Cody and Randy. Then night 2, Punk and Roman is my most anticipated. Then Oba Brock, Sammy Trick, Finn and Dom, the IC ladder match, and at the very bottom, Jade and Rhea. Jade and Rhea and Cody and Randy have both been really subpar builds, and they are by far my least anticipated matches of the weekend. I would say for Jade, the thing I'm more interested in is if she wins or loses, because if she loses, I wouldn't be surprised if she disappears. I wouldn't be shocked if we don't see a lot of Jade in wrestling anymore. I don't know. It just... I guess you can see the work she's doing. She's getting little increments better. But, I don't know. There's too many other women on this roster who are incredibly talented and don't need to work on if they're good or not. Becky's been in the IC title feud for how long? She deserves it over Jade. So many women deserve it over Jade. So, I'm more interested to see who wins because I wouldn't be shocked if Jade goes away for a while, if not permanently. Jade kind of has a Ronda Rousey feel to her, where like she doesn't get along with the locker room, doesn't respect the sport. I don't know. Maybe I'm off, but Rhea, I thought Rhea would elevate that title, that wrestler, the promos. I thought Rhea would elevate everything, and it didn't. It just felt like it felt like two kids being forced to play with each other because they're on a play date and their parents are there, but the kids hate each other. Like, that's not a compelling wrestling story. Anyway, guys, tell me your ranking of Night 1 and Night 2 and your list of how excited you are. Ultimately, I am really excited for WrestleMania. I'm going to record my predictions video. That'll be up tomorrow, and I can't wait to watch the show. I don't think I'll do a live stream, but I could. I could get back on Twitch. If you want to see me live stream my reactions to WrestleMania, let me know, y'all. The Goose is out. Hey!